Alrighty, fight fans, we're cooking in year 2025 with some of these new matchups. Now, I'm a little behind on the matchups, not gonna lie, but I've been kind of waiting for some of them to get confirmed because a lot of them are just rumors. But I kind of put all the realistic ones in this video, just the ones that I think that are probably gonna happen. Give an early prediction about them. I have passion for MMA. I love the sport. I don't gamble, don't bet. I don't recommend you bet. I'm not your financial advisor, as some of the MMA goats would say, aka Hanato Moicano. Yeah, I'm not gonna say to bet. I'm not gonna say you should be gambling or anything, right? But just saying, got a positive win rate so far. So if you're looking for MMA YouTubers to subscribe to, feel free to hit that subscribe button. But yeah, you know, I just want to get into the breakdowns of these fights. I'm excited for UFC to be happening. That was a voice crack, ignore that. But yeah, it's been a rough couple weeks without UFC, so I'm just happy to see fucking something, you know. So starting with the first fight that has been, I think, confirmed for February. Song Yadong versus Triple C, the Henry Chicken Nugget Cejudo himself. Now, I like this fight, to be honest with you. I know some people are going to shit on this fight, but I think this is a winnable match for Henry Cejudo. I think we should be giving Henry Cejudo winnable matches. He's had a tough couple fights, all right? He got robbed against Aljo, robbed. He technically won the round that the judges didn't score for him, so I'll consider it robbed. Yeah, and then he lost to Merab. That was a close fight, to be fair. And yeah, that was his return after like 4 years for some dumb reason. He decided to come back. Song Yadong is at least a winnable matchup. I think Song Yadong has been in the top level for a while now. I think he deserves a little bit more chances at the crack of the top level. However, he's not ever beating top-level guys, and that's kind of what I'm really worried about, you know? He's not beating Corey Sandhagen, he's not beating Peter Yan. While they're getting close, he's never really beating them. But this one is beatable. This one is like a 50-50 coin flip. This is like a, oh my god, either one could win here. Now, the argument is obviously Henry Cejudo is approaching 40, so, yeah. But Song Yadong is getting a little older now, and he's not really improving as much as I think we all thought he was. Especially with that Corey Sandhagen. You know, he beat Ricky Simone. Oh well. He beat Chris Gutierrez. Okay. And then this Peter Yan fight. You know, where he just kind of got outworked in the later rounds. But what I will say is that Song Yadong is a tough match for pretty much everyone, but he is not beating top-level guys. So I think my early prediction, but Henry Cejudo is old. This is the problem with Henry Cejudo. He is old, and he's not looking any better either, to be honest with you. I think Yadong's going to retire Cejudo. I do. I think Cejudo, he loses, he gets cut, or the contract goes away, or however you want to say it. And there's no more Henry Cejudo. No more pound for pound. You know? I think he's lost that name now. He's kind of fucked up coming back. And kind of tarnishing his record with those two losses. To be honest, they're two former champions. But it's still like, ugh. It's so ugly to look at that in the end of your career. He's had close fights in the past. And I think it's just like, it's time someone else gets the decision here when we get close decisions, you know? Arguably, he lost to Demetrius Johnson. You know, arguably, he lost to Dominic Cruz. Because that was an early stoppage, you know? Not lost, I guess, but it was an early stoppage. A lot of people argue. So it's like, I think I'm just going to go with Yadong just because Henry's just old. He's aging. He's on his way out. I can see Henry getting it done, but I'm just going to go with Yadong. I think Yadong's probably going to win 29-28 unless this is a main event. And then I'm still going to pick Yadong to win 3-2, maybe 4-1. Probably 3-2, though. Yadong is nice and explosive. He just needs to do more. I think his coaches are probably going to tell him, yo, do more, you know, because that's the only reason why he didn't really beat Peter Yan. You know, a little bit more leg kicks, a little bit more, you know, is what I want to see from Yadong. I think he knows that in the Henry Cejudo fight. Henry, I think, is a victim of thinking that takedowns matter and, like, hugging people against the fence matter and holding people on the ground with no damage matters. I don't think it matters anymore, and I don't think the judges are really going to be looking for that when it's Henry Cejudo. If this was Henry Cejudo Nurmagomedov, then they would care. It's not the same, you know. But yeah, I'm going to go early prediction, Yadong. Yudong by a 3-2, 2-1 decision, if it's a 3 or 5 round fight. Anyways, moving on, we have arguably the most controversial, I think, Rob Font versus Dominic Cruz. Now, I'm a little newer to the MMA scene. I have never seen a live Dominic Cruz fight. Have I? No, I haven't. Have I? I might have seen this, but I just can't I remember the KO, obviously. I don't remember the fight, though. I don't think I did see it. Huh. Interesting. Anyways, I am newer to the scene. Dominic Cruz is aging. I've seen his fights. He does look good, but he's got no chin. He's getting old. Rob Font, he's good, man. People shit on Rob Font. Rob Font is a great top 10, top 5 gatekeeper at bantamweight, at bantamweight, I knew he was bantamweight. I wasn't going to say featherweight. I had to think for a moment, just because I get this guy Dan Ige confused. But anyways, no. I think Rob Font is good enough to beat Dominic Cruz. I would have liked to see Dominic Cruz probably fight someone else, because I believe Dominic Cruz said this was his final fight. Don't know why you're fighting Rob Font for your final fight. Unless this is a short notice fill, I guess. I don't know. A little bit of a weird situation from the UFC. I am going to go with Rob Font. I think Rob Font is actually sneaky good. A lot of people shit on Rob Font for no reason. I picked her in the Kyler Phillips fight. I picked Davison to beat Rob Font. I picked Corey to beat Rob Font. I think I picked... oh my god, that was my fucking Pokemon TCG pocket. Anyways, Adrian Yanez. I think I might have been on the Rob Font side. I can't remember. It's been a while. But regardless, holy shit, that was 2023 and it's been a while. Anyways, regardless, I'm gonna go with Rob Font. He looks good. You have to have power to really beat Rob Font. Like, you have to be able to KO him, I think, in my opinion, or outgrapple him. I don't think Dominic Cruz can do either at his age. He's been on for a while. I think this is just gonna be Rob Font. I think Rob Font's gonna get it done. I think Rob Font's gonna get a nice... Probably going to be a war, a little bit of a Cub Swanson, Billy Quarantillo lookalike, I think. And eventually Dominic Cruz, I think, is going to get chinned by a strike. Because Rob Font can still sling, man. He's still good. He can still throw, So, yeah, I'm going with Rob Font. I think Rob Font gets it done. Yeah, early prediction. I might switch up later on, but we'll see. Moving on, we have Yair Rodriguez versus Diego Lopez. Now, I completely understand. Why the fuck are they doing this and not Lopez versus Ilya for the belt? I don't know these people who think like Lopez doesn't deserve the belt. Brother, he lost to Evloev and he's been on a tear. He's been on a 5-fight win streak. 4 of them being ranked. I think Pat Sabatini was ranked. Maybe he wasn't. 3 of them being ranked at least. 4 of them maybe. And he's just fucking back-to-back slaughtering them. Submission, KO, decision. Almost knocked them out. Almost got him out of there, but it's Dan Ige. Short notice, crazy fight. Should have been Brian Ortega. Then he still agrees to fight Brian Ortega. I think they even were saying this was going to be a title weight belt. Or a title eliminator bout, I think, in the build-up earlier on. Maybe I'm tripping, but I think he deserved it. I guess maybe he needed to finish Brian Ortega. Arguably he did. He literally knocked him out and woke him up within the same combination. Insane. Yeah, he lost to Mozavar in a close decision. Some people argue that Diego Lopez actually should have won that fight. I think Lopez is like very smart. I think he realizes, if I fight Mozavar, I submit his ass. I'm going for that neck. He's going to choke. He's going to get choked the fuck out. And I think Mozavar actually is ducking Lopez. I think this is what this fight means. There's no shot. Ain't no way on God's green earth they didn't offer Lopez Mozavar. Oh, sorry. They didn't offer Mozavar Lopez rematch. And they didn't offer Lopez a Ilya fight. I think Ilya declined the Lopez fight, and I think Mozavar is probably ducking Lopez at this point. I know Lopez, or what's his name? Mozavar likes to yap on Twitter. Lopez is a different breed of human. This guy's just built for combat sports. His tick is sick. Some fighters have really interesting ticks, like the shorts pull up from Dustin Poirier. Lopez just has a, he likes his Adam's apple, Yeah, Lopez is sick. I love Lopez. One of my favorite fighters, probably one of your favorite fighters, and if you're not, you're just fucking you're delusional. No, I'm joking, obviously, but I think the obvious play here is I think Yair just gets fucked. I think he gets bent over. I think his pants are going to fall down. And I think Lopez is just going to rail this man in the middle of the cage. Royally in front of his family. Right in front of his kids. Dana White's going to have no other option than to give Lopez the title shot. Yeah. No, actually, I think Yair just loses any way Lopez wants. I think Yair gets knocked out. Yair's got good kicks, don't get me wrong, but they're tappy. They're not really there to finish you. You're not finishing Lopez if you're Yair Rodriguez, you know? Yair is technically young, but he's just built weak. Like, this is not him. He looks weak. Weak as fuck now. I don't know what happened. Maybe he went on a Soylent diet or some shit. Don't know, but bro is weak as fuck now. You know, can't stop takedowns. Not able to hang with Brian Ortega, who also looks like he's made out of Play-Doh. You know, if there was ever a Pokemon to describe fucking Brian Ortega, he'd look like a Ditto. That's what he looks like. You know, not when he transforms, just Ditto. You know, he literally looks like Play-Doh. But yeah. I do think Diego Lopez gets it done. I think Lopez gets it any way he wants. Knockout, submission, decision. Probably, I'm gonna lean a knockout. I think it will just come out of nowhere, and he will just KO Yair. Well, Yair's trying to back up, trying to like run away, and he gets clipped. And I think that's how Lopez gets it. And I think he'll be undeniable. Give him the title shot. If you're saying he doesn't deserve it, what fucking more does he need to do? He beat number 3, and if you want to say Brian Ortega shouldn't be ranked number 3, he was ranked number 3. That's how the rankings work, alright? If you beat number 3, you go above number 3. That's how the rankings should work, and that's how it is working currently right now. Sometimes it doesn't work properly. That's how it works, alright? So he's number 3. Only people above him is Max fucking Holloway and fucking Ilya, not Ilya, what's his name? Volkanovski. Almost forgot his name. It's so sad. Oh, we're out of the Volk era. Anyways. Yeah, like, what fucking more does this guy need to prove after he knocks out Yair Rodriguez? Does he need to fight Evloev, a guy who's probably number 4 at the time? Like, come on, bro. This guy just slaughters everyone, you know? You gotta at least, like, let him get a title shot, then lose, then have someone else go. Otherwise, Lopez is beating everyone who contends for the title. You know? Brian Ortega's not getting back that title, that's for sure. Or not getting back that title shot, that's for sure. Yair Rodriguez, because of this fight, he's not gonna get the fucking title shot anytime soon either, you know? And I recognize he's already got, I think, 2 shots. It is what it is, you know? Former interim belt holder, Yair Rodriguez. I know he lost to Brian Ortega, but, like, it's clear that either Evloev is ducking Lopez or Evloev only wants to fight once a year. Either or, no one gives a fuck about Evloev. Give Lopez the belt. It is what it is. Moving on, we have the next fight, which I can only assume. Now, this isn't confirmed, and I haven't seen any leaks, but this is what I'm assuming. Alexander Volkanovski versus Ilya Topuria 2. This is only based off of Diego Lopez getting a fight. Evloev's not going to fight till fucking October. I think we all know that. So in the meantime, they have to do Volkanovski, Ilya 2. You know, I am of the mindset Volkanovski deserves the rematch. I think he's done enough in the featherweight division to get the rematch. I know he lost in a pretty vicious way. You know, he got knocked out cold. But there was a lot of stipulations, to be fair. So I think a rematch is deserved, right? I think he deserves a rematch. I don't think anyone's arguing he doesn't. We are just going to have to see Ilya Topuria knock him out again, though. Like, this is where we're at, you know? I think Ilya knocks him out. I think he knocks him out cold. Again, I think maybe... Oh, sorry, I had to pop my ears there for a second. You know, when it, like, starts getting caught. Anyways, yeah, I think Ilya just knocks him out again. I think that's just what happens. I think that's an obvious thing. But maybe we could see Volkanovski get a lot more success, because people forget, man. Volkanovski was winning round 1, you know, before he got clipped. But yeah, so I think Ilya Topuria wins. Who doesn't? But yeah, this is just an assumption. This isn't for sure. This is just an assumption. All right, this is, you know, me assuming that's the fight being made. Moving on, we have Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev. This one I think is also not confirmed, but this is just a rumor. I wanted to get these two out of the way. I'm going with Alex Pereira by KO, and I think he gets it done in round 1 or 2. And I know if you're an Ankalaev watcher or you're like a guy who's been watching UFC for 20 years, you're like, this guy doesn't know shit about MMA. You know nothing. Magomed Ankalaev's gonna outgrapple the fuck out of Alex Pereira. This is what I've been waiting for. Finally, Ankalaev's gonna take him down and fucking lay on him. Can you name me one fight Ankalaev's done that to? One fighter he's done that to. Just one? In the last 4 years? Because I can't name one. I can't name one, you know? Alex Pereira has one of the biggest improvements of any fighter, especially at an old age of 37. John Jones is the same age, all right? And, you know, Alex Pereira looks way better than Jones at the same age. But yeah, Alex Pereira, in terms of, like, striking, is the best. No one is a better striker than Alex Pereira. I think he's undisputed the best striker in the UFC. Not close, you know, except for the great Bilal Muhammad. No, I'm joking, obviously. But yeah, Alex Pereira, by far the best striker in the UFC. Not even fucking close. Sleeping people before they can even think about shooting a takedown. He's knocked out Iri Prohaska twice. Knocked out Jamal Hill. Got caught. He got caught, you know, to be fair. He's knocked out Khalil Roundtree in a spectacular way. Some people say that Khalil knocked down Alex Pereira. I know why you're saying that. I think it's cope. I think he was just caught off balance. He was doing a spinning fucking wheel kick, and he literally was on one foot, and he got tagged. I think it hurt. I think it stung. I don't think it wobbled Alex Pereira. He didn't out-grapple Jan Blachowicz, but he, like, stopped the majority of the grappling that Jan Blachowicz had going for him, you know, and he was winning some of the grappling exchanges, to be fair. And that was early. That was, like, 2 years ago, you know, so I think we're looking at Alex Pereira with, like, pretty good grappling defense here as a tall dude. And Magomed Ankalaev, I think he's overrated as fuck. I do. I really do. You know, I think the last takedown he shot was Jan Blachowicz. That was 2 years ago, technically. Almost 3 years ago. And I think, you know, draw, you can say Ankalaev won, whatever. At the end of the day, it's a draw. You know, before that, he beat Smith. Anthony fucking Smith. That was his title shot. That was the guy you got the title shot off of. Huh. Interesting. Thiago Santos, Volkan Ozdemir. Good win. But all of these are like boring decisions. A lot of them are striking heavy. Magomed's not a grappler. Like, I'm newer to the UFC. I've only been watching for about 3-4 years. I think 3 years. Math. About 3 years, I think. Going on, I don't fucking know. Anyways, I'm a little newer to the UFC. I get it. I'm a young blood. I've watched every single fight. Every single fight I've seen, he hasn't shot a fucking takedown. In terms of the last, like, live ones that I've seen. I'm not talking about, like, his fucking 4-year-ago fights, you know? I'm talking about the ones he's recently had, you know, in 2023 and above, right? Johnny Walker in that no contest, I think he should have got the KO, to be honest with you. But it's not like he was shooting a takedown. And then he got the KO in the rematch. But it's Johnny fucking Walker. Who cares, right? Alexander Rakic, it literally just looked like Rakic didn't want to win that fight. That looked like Rakic lost the fight more than Ankalaev won the fight. Ankalaev did 1-2s and jabs. If he does that to Pereira, doesn't even bother shooting a takedown, because Ankalaev was almost getting taken down by fucking Rakic, alright? If Ankalaev wants to stand in front of Pereira and do 1-2s and jabs, he's getting slept within the first fucking minute. That's all I'm saying. I do think Ankalaev is going to go for this Jan Blachowicz bait. Yes, I want to test my striking. But Ankalaev is also stupid. He kind of is. He doesn't have any special move, we'll call it. You know, he doesn't have the moves, you know? He kind of just has a 1-2 and like a leg kick here and there. And even then, he doesn't really use a leg kick. And are we really going to say, like, Alex can't compete in the striking against Magomed? Bro, if this was a striking only match, Poatan whoops his ass 11 out of 10 times, alright? And if this is a grappling match, I don't know who wins the grappling match. Pereira is actively showcasing that he's grappling, doing jiu-jitsu matches, doing all this other shit. Magomed hasn't shown shit in the past 2-3 years. Who the fuck is saying this guy's like an elite level grappler? The fuck? You know? It's like, I don't know. Me personally, I don't see a world where Ankalaev wins, just being honest. Like, I just can't see him winning. He doesn't have power, and I think at light heavyweight, you have to have power to knock out Alex Pereira. He doesn't have the greatest of pace. You kind of have to let him outpace you to really get outpaced, which Alex will kind of do, but he'll look for a sniping shot, and he'll probably get it, you know? So I think Ankalaev's probably going to get slept. I think Ankalaev also doesn't have a great chin. And I think it's very easy to tell when Ankalaev is damaged. He does like, you know, a lot. He does, you know, he does really like, you know, he really does look like he gets hurt a lot when you see it. But yeah. Yeah, so those are the matchups that have been rumored. Alex versus Magomed Ankalaev. Alex versus Alexander Volkanovski versus Ilya Topuria, basing off an assumption. Diego Lopez, Yair Rodriguez, I think is being scheduled soon. Dominic Reyes, Rob Font, I believe has already been scheduled for February. Same with Henry Cejudo, Song Yadong. But those are my predictions, early predictions, whatever the fuck you want to call them, for the UFC fights happening this year that have been leaked, the new ones, the new matchups. But yeah, I think they're all interesting. I think they're all fun. I know some of them seem like bullshit to a lot of people. I get why, but there's obviously some shenanigans going on. There's no fucking way, no way on God's green earth Lopez was not offered the title shot, and he was not given Movsar Evloev. There's no shot he wasn't offered these fights. And if he was offered these fights, it's Diego fucking Lopez. He's accepting those fights, so his opponents must have not. So that's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, that's pretty much it, you know? I mean, does Magomed Ankalaev really deserve the title shot, guys? You know, Bogdan Guskov's making his way up the rankings, you know, guys? Come on. You know, Dominic Reyes, if he gets one or two more wins, guys. Come on now. You know what I mean? Yeah, no. I think it's finally like, oh, he finally gets his fucking shot. You know, throw the dog a bone, finally. But I do think he gets slept. I just don't think... Like, I don't think he's got good grappling, man, you know? And I think Magomed actually does get fraud checked by a lot of these top-level opponents. Rakic wasn't the guy. Rakic really doesn't have a high-level win. He is just, like, one of the most dangerous leg kickers there is. He just didn't leg kick against Magomed for some reason. But I think Yuri even beats Magomed. I think Jamal beats Magomed. Jan Blachowicz nearly beat Magomed. Olberg could probably beat Magomed. And I think that's probably where it caps out. Probably top 5, probably beat him, except for Rakic. But yeah, those are my picks, predictions going into these new matchups in 2025. A little behind. Wanted to get them all done in one video instead of like spacing it out with a bunch. But yeah, if you're new around here, feel free to subscribe. Click that notification bell if you're looking for a new MMA YouTuber on the block. Just saying. Anyway, you know, with all that being said, I want to thank you for watching. And as always, I hope you have a good day.